Hello everybody and a very warm welcome to Philbert Flies and this rather terrifying live stream. So today we are flying from Delhi to Paro on Royal Bhutan Airways Druk Air flight 201. And for those of you who aren't aware, Paro is considered by many to have the most dangerous approaches in the world. I've had a little go at this approach this morning, little practice, and suffice to say I underestimated quite how challenging it is. So this flight could end one of two ways, either with great mirth and merriment or with, well, deathly silence, I suppose. Anyway, welcome to those of you who are here and got here early. Wi-Fi Plays, hello. Superfly, hello. Officer R, hello. Mark, hello, and thank you for the luck, appreciate it. Thank you, Stephen, as well, for your luck. It won't be butter. Tricky approach like this, you want to get the tyres down as fast as possible, so it's going to be a clunky landing, and that's exactly how it should be.
Okay.
That is, of course, if we get it down at all. Drunk Air, you'd have to be, indeed. Hello, Cathal. Yes, there aren't many pilots that are allowed to land in Paro, so I take some solace in that. It's special training that's involved in doing this approach, which I have not had, so really, it's incredibly brave of me even to be having a go. I'm very well, thank you. The day's going well, eSuperfly. Hello, Goose. Hello, Justin. Right, so we are in the A320NX as per usual, and this is the latest build, which has the new cockpit textures, which look rather nice. You'll notice that they are a lot less blue than before, certainly on the main panel. The pedestal's still quite blue, and I like it. The switches somehow seem to be a little bit too dark. They don't quite match properly, but anyway, it's definitely a step in the right direction. So boarding has begun. We'll turn on the APU and we'll get underway. Hello, Dazza, nice to see you. It is. Recommend a Valium. Yeah. Well, I've got a nice cup of tea. I'm hoping that'll be enough, and I'll have a beer afterwards if not. Good morning to you in NYC Gotham News. Welcome to the stream. Hello, Child Spirit. Welcome. So the APU is starting. Now, we're not flying on VATSIM today, and there are a couple of reasons for that. Firstly, you really need to fly in real-world weather if you're flying on VATSIM, and the live weather in the sim is not suitable for a visual approach into Paro. It's thick cloud there at the moment, which would be even more foolhardy than doing it in the first place. And secondly, there's no control on anyway, so there wouldn't be a great deal of benefit. Hello, Stormy Dima. You're a plane spotter based in Bali, Indonesia. Oh, that's very nice. I'm glad you've been enjoying the live streams. Thank you very much, and welcome to the stream. Yes, this is an interesting one for your first actual live stream, because yeah, as I've said, not super confident at all. I'm normally fairly relaxed on these streams, but this one, not so much. So anyway, we'll set up the init A page of the MCDU. I'm just going to check what my alternate was. VGHS. We'll use a cost index of 20. And we're going to be cruising at flight level 390 today. We're quite light, only got 70 passengers on board. Harrison, thank you very much. Is this for the sausage roll fund? I think it is. Maybe. Yeah, maybe I should have a beer on descent. Oh, thank you for contributing. That's really nice of you. Right, we'll go over to the flight plan page, and we are taking off from runway 28, and we are going to follow the Ali 5H departure, so we don't need to do anything there. What do I think about that Delhi freeware app? I think it's really good, Cathal. I think it's really good. No, Superfly, as I say, no VATSIM today. Good night to you, Wi-Fi Plays. Hello, Lutatho, nice to see you. Good, will be a chill flight there. Absolutely. I'm going to try and keep it as chill as possible. Just be aware that on approach I may either go silent or start screaming. We'll see. Cost index is basically a ratio between fuel efficiency and speed. So the higher the number, the faster you go and the more fuel you burn. A little like Noel Phillips, do you think? I haven't had that one before. Have the passengers taken out life insurance? I hope so. It's really not my problem. They know what they're getting into. I've told them I'm, not qualified to fly this approach at all. And so yeah, it's up to them, isn't it, really? Right, so we're going to import our zero fuel weight and centre of gravity. And we're going to put in our block fuel, which is 7.1 tonnes. And now we can go over to our performance page, and I've calculated our V-speeds, which are all going to be 148 today. Can you go back to the terminal? Yes, Jetway's still connected, so yes, you are very welcome to go back to the terminal. But I would encourage you to live a little dangerously. Thank you for another £2.50, Harrison. Very, very kind of you. I can afford at least 5 sausage rolls, I think now. So yeah, as soon as I've had my vaccine, my first stop will be Greg's to spend that money. Right, so our departure today has a transition altitude of 4,000 feet. We're going to use 2200 and 3700 for our thrust reduction and acceleration altitudes. We're going to be using flaps 1, and our takeoff temperature is going to be, our flex temperature, at 66 degrees. Interesting, I need to get into the habit of putting in the oh, hello, what's going on there? Putting in the V-speeds after I've put in the flaps and flex takeoff settings, I think. Anyway, we can reconfirm them. No great shakes. This is an Airbus A320 Neo, Jason. Hello, 707 liner. Oh, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the stream. A nice and smooth crash. I like the idea of that. Ah, dear. Okay, so that's us pretty much set up. So while we wait for boarding to be complete, we'll turn on the APU bleed. And I'll get Navigraph open and give you a little look at our flight plan for today. Hello Jenny, welcome. Demetrius, your trust might today be misplaced. I hope not. I really hope not. All I can do is try my hardest not to kill you, and that's all anyone can ask. So this is our route. This is Delhi. We're going to be taking off and going round to the left using on the Ali 5H departure. So we have to be below 10,000 feet here, above flight level 120 here, but there's no ATC on, so we'll probably just start our climb straight up to cruising level and not worry too much about that constraint, I think. This is our star. We're going from sub-zoo to PR 888, at which we have to be at 185 knots or less and at or above 17,000 feet. And we're going to be doing the RNAV Yankee approach. Now this is where things are inevitably going to start going a little bit wrong, because as we know, the A321X doesn't follow RNAV approaches anyway, so it certainly doesn't follow the vertical profile, and the nav data doesn't match this at all. So if we had an aircraft that worked, we'd be able to fly all of this perfectly well on managed heading and managed altitude mode, and the aircraft would just descend us down until our final little visual bit from PR712. But that's not going to work, so I'm going to be using a little mixture of managed heading and hand flying to get us along this approach path. And as you can see, we have a little wiggle at the end. We have to go round a few mountains and hopefully have a nice smooth landing onto runway 33. So that is the plan. I'll get rid of that Navigraph before I forget. There we are, that's gone. Nice bit of beige on the cockpit. Yes indeed, yeah. Oh Jenny, no worries. Well thank you for popping in. That's Navigraph that I'm using for the charts, Lutatho. Brown on map is certain death, basically. Should have taken the CRJ. Yeah, if it was out, I would have, Stephen. I would have. Turn our flight directors on, and we'll set our cruising altitude here. Oh, do you know what? Let's follow the constraints. Let's do it. Let's do it realistically. There's no real reason not to. So our initial constraint is flight level 90 at Elijah. So we'll set that there. And I think really we can just hurry the cabin crew a little bit with
Hi guys.
the boarding and cabin prep.
Thanks. No problem. Have a safe flight.
You meant the CJ4, didn't you, Stephen? Yeah, that would have also been a good idea.
Welcome aboard our flight.
But I've always wanted to do this in an A320. A lot of people have requested it in an A320. And it's only really as of today that I'm questioning the wisdom of it. Yeah, there is. It's a freeware scenery for Delhi. There's a link in the video description. It's pretty good. Pretty good. Right, let's do our before start checklist down to the line. As soon as the cabin announcement is done.
Hey guys, all packs are on board. Are we clear to close?
Yep.
Thanks, let me know if you need anything.
Before start checklist.
Cockpit prep.
Completed.
Completed. Gear pins and covers.
Removed.
Signs.
On and auto.
ADAs.
Nav.
Fuel quantity.
Set.
Takeoff data.
Set.
Baro ref.
1013 set.
1013 set. Down to the line.
Yeah, so there are various accents available in Flight Crew A320, but they're all European accents. We don't have an Indian one. I think I did change the ground crew accent. Again, it's not Indian, but yeah, it's also not British, just for a little bit of a change. So we've done the before takeoff checklist down to the line. We've got our APU bleed on. We can get rid of external power, turn the beacon light on, check our thrust levers are at idle, which they are, and we can get going with the rest of the checklist and pushing back.
Below the
Yeah,
line.
you're all
Windows
committed
and
now.
doors.
Closed.
My day's
Closed.
going all right,
Beacon.
Fizzy. How's yours going?
On.
Thrust levers.
Idle.
Parking brake.
On.
Before start checklist complete.
Oh yeah, the co-pilot can't be trusted. If you're worried about me flying, you should be even more worried if it comes to giving him control. He will definitely fly us into a mountain. Right, shall we do this? Let me just get my charts up on the iPad so I can see where I'm going. So we're taking off from runway 28, so we want to push back with the nose to the right.
Cockpit to ground.
Go ahead, flight deck.
We are ready for pushback and engine start.
Good, I'm pleased.
Roger.
Fizzy.
Release the parking brakes, please.
Parking brakes released.
Oh, that's right. We've got an
Pushing
Australian pushback crew. It's mostly for Harrison and Odingo, but I see we have another Australian with us. So yes, so it's in honour of all of you. We've got 707 liner. We have an Australian pushback crew today. I don't think it comes with alternate colours. I think they've just made it look a bit more like the real thing. It's still bluish, it's just a slightly more faded blue. So this A5JKW is Royal Bhutan Airlines only A320
You are clear
neo.
behind and you can start your engines at your discretion.
And they do fly it on this route very occasionally.
Starting engine 2.
But they usually fly an A319, which is obviously that bit easier because it's that bit smaller. Hello Matthew, welcome, how are you? They will. Oh dear. Yeah, we'll have a little recap of the excuses before the top of descent, I think. I might even think of some more between now and then. Oh, Harrison, you're just hemorrhaging money today. Thank you very much. And just a little reminder that
Pushback
I think we
complete. Set
decided
parking
that
brakes, please.
if someone donates,
Parking
either when I
brake
get
set.
to
Roger. Okay, the tail
a
bar
million
is disconnected
subscribers,
and the
or when
equipment is
someone
clear.
donates
We'll
a
see you
million
on the other
pounds,
side
I will
with the-
reveal my face. That's
Thanks,
just
and
something
you
for
can
everyone to
disconnect and go to
consider
hand signals.
going forward.
Thanks. Have a good flight. See you
Starting
later.
engine 1.
I love how much faith you all have in me. I was sort of hoping I'd come on here and people would G me up and say, "Oh, go on, Phil, but you can do it." But no, you're just accepting that I'm probably going to kill us all.
There is an instruction card in your seat pocket that illustrates the safety equipment on board this aircraft.
So we'll just wait for engine 1 to start up and then we can get underway.
As well as all crew instructions, the lighted information signs and posted.
I mean, I can't quite drive the pushback car though. I'm slightly too far back.
By pulling on the belt. To release your seatbelt, lift the metal flap on the
Good,
buckle.
good. Thank you,
It is
Stephen.
our policy that
Oh,
you keep
what's
your
going on
seatbelt
there?
fastened at all times
Didn't mean to
while
do that.
seated. Doors are clearly marked with
What I
exit
meant to
signs
do was
and
turn the
instructions
brightness
for
up
door
here.
operation. Each door is equipped with an escape slide. Locate the nearest
And we'll just
exit
set the
and note that the nearest exit
trims,
may be behind you.
which today
Then
should be at
emergency lights will
26%.
illuminate the aisle. The cabin is pressurized.
Which it is really, isn't it?
If there is a loss of cabin pressure,
It's
a panel
neutral,
will open
neutral
and
pitch
oxygen
trim.
mask will appear.
Right, so both engines are started, engine mode selected to normal, APU bleed off, APU off. We'll turn the taxi light on while we're up here, and we'll do the after start checklist.
After start checklist.
Anti-ice.
And tighten by pulling on the end.
Set.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Pitch trim.
You might be right, Harrison. You might be
26%
right.
set.
Rudder trim.
Tighten the strap and
0.
once outside
After
the
start
aircraft,
checklist
pull on the
complete.
tabs to inflate your jacket.
Flight control
If the
check.
jacket fails to inflate, use the tube placed nearest the neck.
Full
Your
up.
jacket is equipped with a light that
Full
will
down.
automatically
Neutral.
illuminate in walking.
Full left.
This is a
Full right.
non-smoking flight.
Neutral.
Smoking
Rudder.
is not permitted in
Full
the cabin
left.
or in the lavatory.
Full right.
Cabin lights
Neutral.
will now be turned off. Reading light buttons are located.
Let
over
the
your
first
head.
officer get his
Thank
done.
you very much for your attention.
Good, seems to be done.
Clear left side.
Clear right side.
Brake check.
Pressure 0.
Get rid of pushback express. I did have another crash to desktop this morning, so I'm keen to keep the open windows at a minimum. And we want to make a sharp right at some point onto Romeo 3. That's interesting. Where is Romeo 3? Oh, it was there. Great start. It's all right. We can go round this way. This is a real world flight. Yes, it is. It is. And we're flying it at the time it goes in the real world as well. Not the best driving, but it's not too deadly too. Yeah, you're right. That's all you can ask from your pilots, really, isn't it? Not too deadly. After start checklist 1, Bible, rosary beads, gin and blindfold, yeah. Yeah, Valium as well, I think I would add into that. So what I would advise really is that everyone makes the most of the earlier stages of flight. So the taxi out, the takeoff, the cruise over the beautiful landscape, the initial entry into the Himalayas. These are all going to be spectacular. And whatever happens after that, you'll have that memory. Turn on the weather radar and the predictive windshield warning system. Ding the cabin. Hello, Mecca. How you doing? Taxiing will be harder than landing.
Before takeoff,
How are you doing, Mecca?
Flight controls.
This is a very stressful flight you join us on. But as I was just saying before you arrived, the initial stages are going to be beautiful, so you've come at a good time. Where am I flying tomorrow? I'm not flying anywhere tomorrow, George. Next stream after this will be Bimbles Around Britain on Saturday and then the giveaway on Sunday. Taxiing will be harder than landing. That's encouraging, Caffel. I hope you're right. I use a joystick. I don't have rudder pedals, so I use the twist axis for the rudder.
Checked.
Checked. Flight instruments.
Checked.
Checked. Briefing.
Confirmed.
Flat
Real world
setting.
taxi. This is a real world taxi.
Config
yes.
1 plus F.
Config 1 plus F. V1, VR, V2, flex.
Hello, Odingo. How are you?
V1 144 VR 144 V2 144
V1,
Hang on.
144
I think
VR.
I put those in incorrectly.
144
I did.
V2, 144 ATC.
We just change them to 148, which is what they should be. I was rushing to set this up a little today. Right, so although they were read out wrong in the checklist, they'll be read out correctly during
Set.
the takeoff run.
ECAM memo.
Takeoff no blue.
Down to the line.
Oh, good, Maka. Good. Well, I hope you hope you enjoy it, however it goes. The way I'm thinking about this is that if it goes well, everybody will have a lovely time and be very impressed. And if it goes horrendously badly, then it will please all the people who come into chat and say, "Crash the plane, please." So, you know, either way, some people will be winners. Amsterdam to Milan I could do. Bali to Jakarta I don't think we have any decent scenery for, but I'll certainly consider Amsterdam to Milan. Although I flew to Milan yesterday, so yeah, maybe a little while. Oh yes, that's right. Yes, Aerosoft are doing a Bali scenery, aren't they? Yeah, maybe I will do it then, regardless of what Jakarta looks like. Exactly, Mako. Interestingly, it had a speed brake warning, and it should be armed for takeoff. No, it's gone away now. Okay, and because there's no one else around, we can just set up for takeoff and line up.
Below the line.
Cabin crew, be seated for takeoff. Takeoff runway.
Confirmed.
Confirmed. Cabin crew.
Advised.
Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Packs.
On.
Before takeoff checklist complete.
Gorgeous day for flying anyway, isn't it? Right, everyone ready?
Ready?
Ready.
Takeoff.
Do a rolling takeoff.
Manflex, SRS, runway, auto thrust blue.
Check. Thrust set. $100 knots.
Check.
If anyone watching has yet to subscribe to the channel, now would be the
V1,
perfect
rotate.
opportunity to do it.
Positive climb.
Gear up.
Beautiful, beautiful
up.
takeoff. Just remember that for the rest of the flight. Oh, does Jakarta have some good scenery? Okay. Yeah, I'll definitely check that out as soon as the Aerosoft scenery comes out.
Autopilot 1. AP1.
Check.
And of course, not flying on that sim, I did not think to set up the transponder. But TCAS doesn't work anyway, so never mind. Okay, so we've passed our thrust reduction level. What's my biggest mistake in this game, Demetrius? Clucking gin, good for you. Quite right. Flaps
Flat
up.
0.
What's the best
Speed
website
checked.
to buy airport scenes? Well, it depends. There isn't a single site that sells
Flaps
everything,
0.
unfortunately. We'll set standard pressure now.
Set standard.
Standard. Cross-checked.
I mean,
Passing
Orbex
flight
Direct
level
is
0,
probably
4,
the best
9.
and most simple software. But obviously they only sell their sceneries and those of their partners, so Sim Market probably has the widest range.
Now.
Check. After takeoff, climb checklist.
Landing gear.
Up.
Flaps.
Retracted.
Packs.
On.
Down to the line.
So it sets some wacky constraints in the MCDU, that's why it's not climbing in managed mode to 9000, so we'll use selected mode instead. Any parachutes on board? I forgot. I'm so sorry, Demetrius. I forgot to pack them. I'm not turning off the seatbelts below 10,000, Stuart, I'm afraid. But I'm sure the cabin crew will turn a blind eye if you get up anyway. Oh, the takeoff was the biggest mistake in the game. Yeah. I do use a head tracker, Paul, and thank you. I'm glad you like the videos. Yeah, I use Track IR5. I tend to limit its use to when I'm taxiing so I can look around and take off and landing, because I imagine watching it on the stream gets a bit tiring, so yeah, I don't tend to use it on streams all that much. There's Delhi disappearing behind us. Interesting little scenery fade between two satellite images there. One in the height of summer, I guess, and one after a bit of rainfall. Oh, is that Sawiya Edema? Oh, interesting. Hello, Brazen Ibrahim. Glad you like the A320. There's a lot of it on my channel. It being the only airliner that flies at all realistically at the moment in this sim. Right, we're past our altitude constraint, so we can climb all the way up now to our cruising altitude of flight level 390. Everyone kindly ignore Harrison's last message. Yeah, so I would always suggest looking at Orbex first, and if it's, you know, cheaper on there, obviously buy it through there. Yeah, there are some free head tracking things these days which weren't around when I bought Track IR, so I'd recommend experimenting with them perhaps before you throw money at it. The flight should be about an hour and a half ESEN, something like that. An hour and a half to 2 hours. Demetrius, the thing is, much as I would like to offer you a quick and painless demise by ploughing into a mountainside, it's not in my nature to give up that early. So we'll do an approach. I'll try and get it down by hook or by crook. If that doesn't work, we'll go around. I'm not going around more than once though, so second time we'll try again. And if that doesn't work, then maybe a mountainside will be our next destination. We'll see. Oh, that's a good question, Lutatho. I think I would stay seated for quite a long time and see if anyone else got up, and then I might say, if I'm the best you've got, then we're probably doomed, but I'll give it a go. No, I never flew on Pan Am. So I started my channel last August or September, sometime around then. It was shortly after Microsoft Flight Simulator came out. I'm not flying the 787 at the moment, Brazen Ibrahim, because it's quite broken. But when the Quality Wings 787 comes out, then yeah, for sure. Yes, I am a little nervous, Ludwig. I'd be lying if I said I wasn't. How are you? No, I'm not an actual pilot, no. Oh, thank you, yes. I'm glad they're helping get you through the lockdown. They're certainly doing that for me. No, there's no MD-10 in this sim. I was lucky the beige cockpit was merged 4 hours ago. Yeah. I always like to update as close to my streams as possible, unless I've heard rumour that something's been broken. Right, let's turn off the seatbelt sign, so whoever needed the toilet can go to the toilet, and we'll turn off the landing lights as well. You can tell I'm more stressed than normal about this flight because I'm forgetting quite a lot of things already. Nervous about the update as well, yes. Particularly nervous about this approach. Just generally slightly on edge, Blue Energy. What do you mean by deposits, Demetrius? No worries, 707 Liner. Thank you for popping by, and see you on another one, I hope. Oh, I forgot all about Volante, Dingo. Totally forgot about it. It's too late now. I plan on potentially getting my private pilot's license, but I don't want to be a commercial pilot, Ibrahim. No Volante, no fans. I'll start Volante then. You know how to get to me, Harrison. Oh dear. Yeah, I wasn't sure when Pan Am closed, but I gathered it was a while ago. There we are. I'm now on Volante. Oh, thanks. Oh, yeah. I haven't taken too many passengers or too much fuel today, so we're fairly light. Hello, Nimic. Yes, this is the fly-by-wire version. It's the latest dev build. Is Heathrow Airport the main airport for London? Yes, it is. It is. It's the busiest and biggest. So to get to the window views, I've got some buttons bound to it, but you go to the camera, go to showcase. It'll default to the free camera drone, which is what we're in at the moment. But if you go to fixed camera and then scroll the views down, then views 12 and 13 are your wing views. How did I gain subscribers on YouTube? I don't really know, ESCN. It just kind of happened. I started streaming, I got a few subscribers, I started doing videos, I got a few more. Yeah, I haven't really done anything in particular. I don't really know how most people find my videos, is the honest answer. That's alright, Harrison. That's alright. I was in two minds. I genuinely did forget to start Volantra. I wasn't trying to protect myself from ridicule, but anyways, on now. Oh, that's a shame, Storm Edema. Yeah, who you end up sat next to on a plane does make quite a big difference to the experience, doesn't it? Yeah, I don't think we'll actively dump fuel though, Demetrius, today. Well, you see, aviation simulation, that is a vote of confidence, really, because I've got my doubts about whether there will be passengers left to fill in whiplash claims after this approach. It's stunning, isn't it, Antody? No, definitely no butter today, no. So when you're doing an approach like this into a short runway, the last thing you want is butter. You want firm tyres on tarmac early on so you can get maximum braking. But maybe we will actually land on the runway. That's what we've all got to hope for. Nothing more than that, I think. I do know the runway length at Paro. It's 2,265 metres. So it's not actually that short, but it's short enough. It's short enough, and I don't think I'll be able to get it down right on the threshold.
We request that you keep the aisles clear to assist the flight attendants to serve you efficiently and also for your own safety. Thank you.
That's true, Dingo. That is true. So what I'm going to do is, before things get too hectic, I'm going to try and be ahead of myself here. I'm going to set up for the approach now, especially because we're not flying on VATSIM. So we do want the Subzoo 1 star, we want the RNAV 33 Yankee, and for our approach via we want PR888 because that is the last waypoint in our star. However, as I alluded to earlier on, the waypoints that the FMGC inputs for the star do not bear much relation, for the RNAV arrival, do not bear much relation to the actual arrival. So I'll show you what it's going to look like. So this is PR888 where we start the arrival, and then the initial part is roughly accurate. I wonder if I can get the Navigraph chart up at the same time. I should be able to. Then you can compare, because obviously I won't be doing this during the actual approach because I'll be concentrating too hard. Right, if I move that down. So here we have PR888, that's our initial approach fix. And you can see on the navigation display that it sort of takes us up here and then a sharp right. Now that will be probably okay because the minimum safe altitude here is 13,000 and we should still be at 17,000 by then. As we move along, it still looks fairly accurate. But then you'll notice on the navigation display a right-hand turn for no apparent reason somewhere around here. And that might be the first time it tries to fly us into a mountain. Whereas, of course, we want to follow smoothly around to the left and then do this sort of S-curve here. And then things get worse and worse. So I'll step through the waypoints on here. This R95 is a very dangerous one because that will definitely be a mountain. And these are not quite right either, so at some point we're going to have to give up on letting the aircraft fly the approach and fly it by hand. and there's no way of correcting that, unfortunately. I have tried. So there you are. That's the plan. A little bit of managed heading mode, a little bit of selected heading mode, and then to finish up with quite a lot of hand flying, I imagine. Yeah, I did answer your question. What was the last time I went on an actual plane? It was about a year ago. I was flying back from Toronto to London. The RNAV approach to runway 15 is even more ridiculous in the MCDU, Jason. So no, we're doing 30. I've tried both. Both have gone badly, but runway 33 at least bears some relation to the actual RNAV profile. Hello, Sakith. Nice to see you. Welcome. Yes, I'm very jealous of your life in Australia, Harrison, I must say. If the plane comes to a stop without fire, it is a good landing. I'll take that, Demetrius. I'll remind everyone of that after we land. 33 is for beginners. Enough of that, Jason. I'll end up having to put you in a timeout with chat like that. Yeah, I've flown business class once, funnily enough, also on my last flight, that Toronto to Heathrow leg. I spent some air miles on it on an upgrade. Yeah, there are free alternatives to Navigraph. If you have a look at my channel, in the tutorials playlist, I did a Sid and Star tutorial, and towards the end of that I give you a lot of free alternatives. Have I booked my trauma therapy session after? No, I don't know. I wanted to leave something to the imaginary kids, so I didn't want to waste my money on something that I might not be able to use. Yeah, ChartFox is a good one. You can also look up the local aviation authorities, and a lot of them are available for free. Yeah, for sure, Steve. The issue I had this morning was speed more than anything. The aircraft, obviously after you go over that hill on the runway 15 approach, you need to lose quite a lot of altitude, and even with full speed brakes, I couldn't make the aircraft descend without getting too fast. So yes, this is number one in my list of excuses, really. Although fly-by-wire have done fantastic things with this aircraft, it's important to remember that it still doesn't fly very much like a real A320. There are still problems with it. Second excuse, I've already really covered. The nav data is incorrect, so the RNAV approach is incorrect. And what was the other one I was going to tell you about? I suppose it's the fact that I haven't been trained on this approach at all. It requires special training and lots of practice on a simulator. So you know, that's my list of excuses complete for now. They are both really hard. They are. And I do sort of wish I was doing it in the CJ4, because I imagine the approach at least would show up properly, and it's just that little bit more manoeuvrable. I occasionally play other games, but very rarely Lutaffe. Nothing has ever really captivated me like flight simulation, and I'm not very good at a lot of other games as well. Good morning, Garlic Games, nice to see you. How are things? No, I don't watch Formula One. I still haven't watched that, Stephen. I decided I would save that until after this flight, so as not to scare myself too much, but I will watch it. Crash in a place that the rescue workers... Yeah, well, the airport has some kind of fire and rescue, I'm sure, so I'll try and keep it sort of at least vaguely close to the airport. Do you know, Jason, I think the 7478 flies so unrealistically that it might even be easier. It feels lighter somehow than this. Yeah, it's hard to go back to anything else, isn't it, Harrison? It's just... There's something about flight simulation, it's just the perfect escapism, I feel. Oh yeah, where were you headed, Garlic Games? Hello, Flightzilla. Don't you worry. You missed the only bit of the flight that I was confident about. But anyway, you're in time for the excitement. Yeah, I speak a bit of French. I speak a bit of German, and I speak a very, very tiny bit of Spanish. 747 has got more beige, yeah. I do prefer the Boeing cockpit colours, I have to say. I'm not on VATSIM today. Oh, thanks, Jason. Yeah, that'd be good. We are in the Druk Air, yes. It's, I suppose, really, Flightzilla, it's only fair, isn't it, that we each see each other in the side of a mountain. Flight Sim X is still very good. You've got a lot of decent planes on that. No, I don't really like speaking German on stream on command. Sorry, Lutathe. Oh yeah, I can speak Australian, mate. No whacking furries. I didn't say ciao yesterday, it's true, it's true. Hello, Senen, welcome to the stream, how are you? This is the person who created my rather nice Filbert Flies livery for the A320 for me. Alright, I'll say Kalimera, but I'm probably going to stop doing requests for me to say things in other languages now. I learned that one off what's his name? Gun Pilot, who's quite heavily involved in the MSFS Bush Pilots server. He's quite into his challenging landings and finding places on hillsides and things for people to land caravans. Yeah, I'm good too, thank you, Sanan. A little bit anxious about this approach, but generally okay. I already answered that one, Brazen Ibrahim. Check Discord General. What's going on in Discord General? Oh, hang on, I'm way back in the past here. Jump to present. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I see what you mean, Amarok. Yeah. That's not a bad idea, Flight Zero. Yeah, I mean, everywhere looks pretty good in this sim, I have to say. And, you know, you could spend all your life flying and still not see all of the world. How is your Bulgarian, Stephen? Is it alright but the accent lets you down, or...? I'm not on VATSIM, Flightzilla. I'm not on VATSIM, but you, I mean, obviously you're very welcome to join me in spirit if you want to fly in VATSIM. Good. I'm pleased, Demetrius. That's well, I didn't expect it to have such a big impact on your life, and it was well worth it. Yeah, I know, Harrison. I know. It's only my whole reputation on the line, you know. Pretty small YouTube channel for the content I upload. Well, I honestly don't know how to measure my success, to be honest with you, Dixio. But I feel, well, I'm certainly pleased I've passed 3,000 and I'm well on my way to 4,000. So yeah, I'm fairly happy with how things are going. No, my next stream after today will be on Saturday, Fizzy. That's going to be the group flight. So every 2 or 3 weeks on Saturdays, we have Bimbles Around Britain, which is a group flight that everyone's welcome to join in Cessna 152s. And I'm doing a tour of the UK, so it'll be quite an exciting one this Saturday, because hopefully everything will look better following this update. I'm not flying online at all, Amarok, I'm afraid. No, I haven't even got all players on. I'm all by myself. There's not a single other aircraft in the whole world at the moment, I'm afraid. Hello again, Sakith. Oh, okay. Interesting. If I reach 50,000, will I show a leg? See, on the surface that seems like a very, very reasonable request, Stephen, but it's what it represents. Do you know what I mean? It's the start of a slippery slope. That, so I'm going to say no. You never know, Harrison. We are in the Bhutan Airways livery, the Druk Air livery. Sorry, Royal Bhutan Airlines, not Bhutan Airways. That's also a good point, Amarok. Yeah. Hello, Mbek Mom. Ask away. I'll do my best. Oh, okay. Great, Garlic. Yeah, see you then. Have a great vacation. What is the best airport scenery in my opinion? It's either Fly Tampa's Las Vegas or Aerosoft's Cologne Bomb. Well, given that I've said I will show my face when I get 1 million subscribers, I think everyone should manage their expectations for everything beneath that. No, I've never been to Bali. Nope. I tell you what, so I've said I'll show my face when I get either 1 million subscribers or I get £1 million in donations. if both of those things happen, I'll show my face for the first one and I'll show a bit of leg for the second one, but that's as far as I'm going. I mean, Princess Juliana, yeah, is pretty impressive as well. It's a stunning place to fly. But in terms of pure quality of the airport design, I think Las Vegas and Cologne Bonn can't be beaten at the moment. Yeah, half an Elva at 50,000, maybe. I don't know, even that seems a bit much. I tell you what, 50,000, I'll cut my nails and I'll show you a nail. How's that? A nail trimming. How about Africa? What about flying in Africa? Yeah, I'd like to do some flights in Africa. Again, it relies on there being decent airport scenery. That's my thing. I only like flying between detailed airports. But yes, maybe. Okay, flying on iVal, you contacted road control, as you would. She acknowledged. You asked to come out of top of climb. You then said something along the lines, you're under radar control, descent flight level 220. Oh, okay, so you... Fair enough, Liza, I can't fool you, Larry. Gosh, hang on. Right, let's sort Mbek Mom's question first. You thought you'd already confirmed you're under radar control when he acknowledged your entry. Okay, so you contacted him. What were you flying? Were you flying a light aircraft, Mbek Mom? Because it sounded, if he specifically said that you're now under radar control, whereas perhaps before you weren't, then you would have needed to read that back, I guess. No, I haven't, Odingo. I didn't know that was possible, to be honest with you. What are we? Are we a Boo fanboy? Yeah, well, you know, as I say, £1 million or 1 million subscribers, full face, bam, full screen, and then I'll put it down into a corner so you can see me fly. Oh, the A320. I don't know. I haven't flown on iVal. It sounds to me like perhaps he was being a little bit officious, to be honest. Alright, 100,000, I will send a little test tube of bathwater to whoever wants one. I think dinner and flowers will be, there'll probably be a perk of Club Filbert Platinum, to be honest, whenever I launch that. Yeah, £1 million for face sprays in the room, yeah. That's what I decided. Don't remember why I decided it, but someone suggested that I could do it when I got to 1 million subscribers, and I said, yeah, I'll do that, or £1 million, whichever comes first. No, you didn't really miss anything, eSuperfly. No. People were just offering me various sums of money to... No, it doesn't matter. I was talking about showing my face, and I've already decided I don't really want to show my face. But if I get either 1 million subscribers or £1 million, I will. Favourite place I've been on holiday? Do you know it's Japan? I've been on a lot of very nice holidays, but I had the best time in Japan 2 or 3 years ago. No, I won't, Demetrius. Will we fly over Everest? We'll fly very close to Everest. And Jason is going to point it out to us, because he's quite the geography expert. And when I say Jason, I mean, for those of you who don't know him, Ollie 570 something. Can't remember what number you are. I know it's your year of birth. He hasn't said anything for a long time. Maybe he's still here. Can't make Ollie 71. That's it. Can't make promises about pointing out scenery to us and then disappear, Jason. Oh yes, that's true. I'd forgotten about that, Flightzilla. Yep. We're doing a Club Filbert trip to Ibiza at 10,000 subs. COVID dependent. A subreddit? There's an idea. Do you know, I very rarely go on Reddit. I don't know much about it. Oh yes, age dependent as well, for sure. Yeah. 18 plus Club Filbert members trip to Ibiza. Call it a Club 18 to 80 holiday. So yeah, talking of Club Filbert, if people are wondering what on earth that's all about, you see these little icons that Flightzilla and Stephen and Senent and Harrison have next to their names. That's because they're in Club Filbert, which is my membership program. So you can sign up for a small monthly donation, $1.99 for Club Filbert Gold, $5.99 for Club Filbert Silver. You get these. You get custom emojis to use in the chat and access to private members-only channels on Discord. And you also get, if you're in Club Filbert Silver, a monthly private members-only live stream. Full disclosure, I don't show my face on that one either. But if you'd like to know more, you can click join underneath the video. They have new textures coming for the fly-by-wire this week. Yeah, that's what we got here. That's what we've got here, Mbekmon. These slightly less blue main panel. That's what we're looking at. I don't actually support a football team, I'm afraid, ESN. Yeah, it's true. That was an awesome video, Stephen and Jason. I enjoyed that a lot. Has the world update been delayed again? Not that I know of. They normally come out sort of 5 PM, 6 PM UK time. Oh, and as Nightbot says, you can also make a one-off donation at streamlabs.com/filbertflies if you're not up for a monthly thing. So multiple options. For 10,000 subs, Delhi to Paro with a 747. Let's see how this one goes first, Demetrius, eh? Oh, yeah, no. People who are 13 should not be spending their pocket money on giving it to me, for sure. Yeah, it is always. Yeah, of course it's always the software's fault. Am I interested in any sport? No, I'm not. I've never been into sport at all. I mean, I occasionally watch the World Cup and I get a bit into that, I have to say, for no real reason. But no, I don't watch a lot of sport. Hello, lower. I'm really sorry. I don't speak Russian, I'm guessing. I don't like where this conversation's going. I will have time to practice, it's true, Demetrius. I don't think that the CJ4, certainly the last time I used your controls, CJ4 just wasn't supported by your controls. It works in the A320. What's a simp? Oh, did they? Does it work now, Stephen? Yeah, it's true. It's true. It's true. We are. I would say we've started a little slide from the summit, actually. What sort of pilot school is this, Tixkio? And do tell me if I'm pronouncing your name as you would like it to be pronounced or not. How long until you land? About an hour, something like that. Yeah, TCAS just doesn't work. TCAS just doesn't work on any of these planes, I don't think. Yeah, you're right. You're right. The bathwater was the was the start of the slide down, definitely. William the Kid, hello. I don't know what add-on. Oh, is that an exclamation mark? Exclamation mark add-ons. You can see I don't have any bots that deal with that sort of thing, but you can see everything I'm using in the video description. Exactly. And if we're all still laughing after the approach, then that's a complete win as far as I'm concerned. Altitude's flight level 390. No, I don't, Officer R. Best bet is to ask in the fly-by-wire Discord. They're quite good with support. Most likely, I'd say it's probably not installed right, or it's clashing with something else in your community folder, but I can't imagine what that would be. But that's just me guessing, really. I'm flying the plane with my left hand, Demetrius. Hello, one of one. Thank you, I'm glad you enjoyed them. No, I haven't. Oh, actually, no, that's not true. I have flown a real 737 simulator. Yeah, I have. When I was, well, when I almost went off to become a commercial pilot, it was part of the selection process. You had to do some manoeuvres in a 737 fixed base sim. Philbots, yeah. No, I'm not a real captain, no. So I got into this ab initio part-sponsored flying program, and it was the hardest decision of my life, but in the end I decided not to do it because there was no guarantee of a job at the end of it. It would have required taking out a huge loan, and I just thought in the end it's not worth the risk. And I think that was very much the right decision for me. Do you know, I was originally thinking of calling you the Phil Betts, Stephen, but I thought, yeah, I don't know. Phil Betts? I'll give it some more thought. Which YouTubers do I watch? Do you know, I don't watch much YouTube. I watch XP72, I think he's great. I watch a little bit of Droya from time to time. I watch Flightzilla, although he's on Twitch, not YouTube. But that's it really. I don't watch that much. Yeah, so I didn't go because it would have been a huge gamble, basically. I don't have the kind of money where I can throw 100 grand at something and hope for a job at the end of it when it's not guaranteed. And there were a lot of people who were coming out the other end of this course who were not getting jobs and were having to spend more money on keeping their type ratings current and that sort of thing. And I also think I would have enjoyed it, but I probably would have got bored in the end. So yeah. This is Benet overlay that I'm using lower. It does sound like a 1960s girl group. Philistines, yeah, these are all good suggestions. Some good creativity in the chat today. Yeah, it is tricky. It is tricky. You're flying with a keyboard and a stick. Yeah, that sounds plausible, Harry. No, I don't. I used to watch a lot more, but I don't want to be a commercial pilot. I've gone off the idea. So even that, well, 100 grand, we were talking $1 million before. Starting to wonder if I've set the bar a little too high with the $1 million. It does please me, Tokyo Tokyo Style, I'm going to call you Tokyo Style unless you tell me otherwise. Thank you very much for the sub. If anyone else would like to subscribe, it's couldn't be easier. Just click the subscribe button and it's done. Click the bell as well, and then you'll be notified of all my videos. How do I fly in a plane in the simulator with your left hand? Well, I do it because I'm flying an A320 as the captain, and the side stick's on the left, so I do it for realism. I used to fly with my right hand. Took a bit of getting used to, but now I find it harder to fly with my right hand. When did I start loving aviation? When I was about 12, probably. That was the first time I went on a plane when I was 12, and that was very exciting. And then I took a trial lesson when I was about 14, I think, and that was when it became the only thing for a long time. Got the shoulder stripes and left, yeah. How's the flight so far? Hello, Robert. It's going very well so far. Nice takeoff, nice little taxi around Delhi Airport. But that's not to say it will continue going well. It's a very tricky approach, this, and the RNAV approach does not come up correctly in here, so there'll be a lot of hand flying and it might all go horribly wrong. Good afternoon, Reverend. Welcome to the stream. Very nice to have a man of the cloth with us. Yeah, I know what you mean, Harrison. I know what you mean. And yeah, it's definitely the approach we're worried about. We'll need him, yeah. Whereabouts are you, Brazen Ibrahim? Absolutely, Kafel, absolutely. That's your one, innit? I'll customise it for you. There you are. Ah, you're in Saudi, right. I won't try and change your mind, Stormy Demon. Yes, we are. Yeah, it's we're on Zulu time here, so it's 3:15 in the afternoon. Oh, just dropped my phone on the floor. Jason, are we nearly at Mount Everest? I see mountains in the distance. You'll get your wing view back, Cathal. Just want to show Jason what I'm seeing. Some mountains here. I don't know if one of them is Everest. I'm not convinced by either of you being my co-pilot, if I'm honest. Yes, that is exactly what I'm into. No, we're not past Kathmandu yet. No, not that. No, the phone didn't have a butter landing. Where are you flying, Brazen Eagle? Yeah, it's good to get you warmed up to the idea of things smashing into the ground, I think. That's why I threw my phone on the floor. happy tomorrow to you, Harrison. The UK update hopefully will be out within the next 3 hours. If it's not, then perhaps it's not coming today. I could show the second wing. Yeah, I could make everyone happy by doing that, couldn't I think. So this doesn't have a modelled passenger area or seating area, unfortunately. Some of the other aircraft do. There you are, Jason. There's your wing view. And mountains in the distance. New Zealand, nice. Okay, no worries, Brazen Ibram. See you on another one, I hope. Yeah, do you know, I think if I was on this flight in the real world, I would be quite nervous, even flying with a, you know, an actual couple of pilots. You're right, I should have thought about that, Harrison. I should have thought about it. I'll ensure your complaint gets looked into with the minimum possible delay, Harrison. There's a wing in the way. Well, they should just turn their heads a little bit, shouldn't they, really? You know, do a bit of leaning. Yeah, there's much less wing in the way. I don't think I can Oh, I can totally get rid of the wing. There you are. Three hours of a working A320X mod, and then it's back to the plane too, everyone's. Yeah. This is part of the reason why I haven't scheduled a stream for tomorrow. Going to have a day off / plan bimbles around Britain for Saturday in the Cessna. Yeah, you might be right, Tokyo State. You might be right. Some of them, well, I couldn't comment, Reverend Dickey. I'll just say that they will be appropriately dealt with. Is that when you turned up, Stephen? Were you number 700? No, I'm not watching this in 4K, no. I've only got a 1080p monitor. No worries, ESEN, you've got plenty of time before the approach. Oh, it turns out you can't please all the people all the time after all. Right, I'm going to nip away for 2 secs. I'll be back shortly. Right, I'm back. What have I missed? Piggy's gone check the plane. Indeed. It's promised on the side of a bus. Hello KC85U880, welcome to the stream. Should get a very good view of Kathmandu. Oh, okay, cool. Hello Abdul, welcome. Yeah. What's up? Well, we are well underway to Paro, and so far everything's going beautifully well. But unfortunately, that may change. This is a very tricky approach we're coming up to. Yeah, transponder code 7500. How far am I from Kathmandu? So Kathmandu is here. It's KTM, I think. Is it KTM? Or is it the one after that? Yeah, it's KTM. So let's zoom in a little bit, get a better impression. About 70 miles from Kathmandu. Cheerio! I didn't even know you were here, Christopher. But thank you for coming. See you again, I hope. Well, I will. I know I will. You're reliable. Brazen Ibrahim, welcome back. Welcome back. Stuart, that's rather too much information, but thank you for sharing. Oh, really, Mako? That's pretty good timing. We should be down, and then it should be, and then it should be out very shortly afterwards. Paro is another name for heaven, is it? I didn't know that. You just joined. Oh, okay. Well, welcome then. No, I probably won't stream it to you. I don't know if I'm allowed to do that sort of thing or not. Yes. Didn't used to be the way, but it's become the way, Christopher. Have a look out of the plane when you fly over. You will see the city and the airport in the middle. Then 10 minutes after that, Everest should come to view. Brilliant. Okay, thank you. So yes, we've got another 60 miles to Kathmandu. I mean, we should be down by that time, Kaffel. Let's not be too specific. But one thing I can guarantee you is that this aircraft will be on the ground by that time. To be fair, there'll be quite a lot of terrain pull up regardless of whether you die or not, so that's not necessarily a sign of doom. It's just a sign that we're flying between mountains and descending rather rapidly. I am using Bene overlay repo FPV. Yeah, either on a stand or burning, or in pieces. But yeah, I would say 100% chance we'll be on the ground. Probably a 50% chance of us being on the runway without blowing a tyre or making the landing gear collapse or something else horrible going wrong. Someone's designed the perfect coffee cup for the approach. That's brilliant. Do you know what? If there are any budding coffee cup designers on here, I would love a Club Filbert coffee cup. That would be fantastic. Can you recover from stall? Yes, you can. Or can I personally? Yes, I can. So, for those of you not on the Discord, Stephen's just posted a keep calm and carry on coffee cup. Paro to Lucla, yeah, that would be a good little trip. I imagine they just have a sort of a quick fit tyre fitter on site at Paro. I know there are in Big Mom, I know, I just haven't got the time. I might have a go at some point. But so basically, after I do this flight, the next things I want to do for this channel are plan Bimbles around Britain for Saturday, which always takes a good 5 or 6 hours by the time I found my fascinating facts. Do a review of Jetstream Design's Milan Linate. And what else was I going to do? Oh yeah, I've also got a review of Sandefjord pending, Orbex's Sandefjord. And then I've got 2 night shifts, so it's just one of those things I don't have time for. Bimbles Paro to Lucala. Yeah, why not? Do you know, last time I landed there, I was on the lookout for fire engines. I didn't see a single one, which is troubling. I don't want to alarm anyone, but I think maybe their fire response is not the best at Paro. Yeah, maybe. Some of that gloop stuff that you squirt in, yeah. Me neither, Robert. It should be really good. It should be really good. Yeah. Will I review the CRJ? Yes, I will. So, yeah, I will. My plans for the CRJ are to fly it for a bit first and actually form an opinion of it, because it's not as easy to review an aircraft as it is to review an airport. Because really what everyone wants to know is, does it fly like the real thing? And I won't be able to answer that. But I'll certainly be able to tell you what I like and what I don't like about it after a few weeks, I should think. So a bimble it's a sort of British slang word that most British people haven't heard of. I don't know where I picked it up. It means a sort of a meander, a wander, basically. And I run a series of group flights called Bimbles Around Britain, in which we're doing a tour of the UK in Cessna 152. So all the details are on my Discord server. Everyone's welcome to join if you're interested. Next one is on Saturday at 2 PM Zulu. Yeah, I'll get down there with some kitchen towel flies before I start, don't worry. What did you say, Tokyo State? I missed it. A lot of YouTubers say their hometown airport is a small GA airport, but your airport is Washington Dulles, so you have no idea what it's like to live near those. Oh, okay, why would you get banned for that? Careful, no fire, no need for firefighters. Exactly. Yes, I heard, Abdul. Yeah, it's very exciting. And I should get my landing, or my well, we should be down on the ground before the update is released. The 1950s, what was that in relation to? I can't remember what we were talking about. Airplane juice. Oh yes, let's have a look for Kathmandu. Let's get the drone out. There it is. Where's the airport? Must be a little bit further ahead, I think. Those ferries. We call them water ferries over here. Well, I say we. Other emergency services. You know what bimbles means, even though you're... Really? Where did you hear the word bimbles, Christopher? That's so interesting, because my parents hadn't heard it. A lot of my friends hadn't heard it, and I honestly don't know where I picked it up. My favourite aeroplane is Concorde. Oh yes, there's Kathmandu Airport. There it is. My favourite airplane is Concorde, followed by the 747-400. But to fly on, it's probably got to be the A320. My favourite airline, the best airline I've ever flown with, is Asiana. But I suppose I haven't flown with that many airlines in the grand scheme of things. I've never flown with any of the Middle Eastern carriers. Oh no, my twist axis is on its way out again. I think. It's got some weird random movements. Never mind. So everyone enjoy the beautiful mountains. And keep your fingers crossed that we don't get too much more intimate with them. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Oh, okay, that is interesting. I find language a very interesting thing. Harsh, hello. Thank you for the sub. Welcome to Filbert Flies. There is Everest, right? That is pretty impressive, isn't it? Is it this one? Is this Everest? Or is it this one? I don't know. Why did... Oh, sorry, I've missed quite a lot of chat all of a sudden. You've never been on a plane in your life? Oh, interesting. Which part of the world are you in there, Reverend Dickey? Why did the flight attendant put your watch into a paper bag? I've no idea, Demetrius. Oh, sorry. Favourite airline, Asiana. Favourite aeroplane, Concorde or the 747-400. Thank you for the sub there, Reverend Dickey. No, I did not know that, Bolly Pilot. That's a lot. That's a lot of stretch. No worries, Stormadima. Thank you for the good wishes, and thank you for coming along. Hope to see you on the next one. Oh, okay, Texas. Cool. Nice. Yeah, there are quite a few people who have never been on a plane. My parents had never been on a plane until they took me when I was 12, and they were in their, I don't know, mid-40s, I guess. Just ignore her, Demetrius. They get very overexcited, this cabin crew. It's the second one, okay, so it's this big one here. I thought it probably would. It looks smaller, but that's because it's further away. Maths, innit? Yeah, I know. Joysticks and other flying hardware are like hen's teeth at the moment, aren't they? Any other interests other than airplane sims? There's quite a few, yes. Quite a keen photographer. I play the violin. What else do I do? Well, back in the day I used to go out and enjoy myself. That was quite nice. The before times I did quite enjoy going to see live comedy and plays, going to the cinema and the pub and all that sort of thing. But at the moment it's mostly music and flight simming, really. Yes, I think you're right, Odingo. I think that's what Jason was talking about. Oh, it's the no. Jason says it's the one to the left as I speak. What, this one? Hello, Engada. Welcome to the stream. Oh, how do you spell it? B-E-N-E, repo. B-E-N-E, overlay. Oh, I always forget about Volanta and looking at it while I'm flying. I should do. Does it have Mount Everest in here, or are you just cross-referencing it, I suppose? Anyway, lots of pretty Himalayas. Yes, Christopher. Back to language, you find it fascinating the slight differences in English versus American English. Yes, yeah, maths versus math. I know. Sometimes I hear American people say things and think, oh yeah, that makes a lot more sense. Math is not one of those things. The update's live, is it? So if you see it on there, then you're ready for the update. Alright. Oh, okay, so the full update isn't ready. Right, I'm with you. Yeah, everyone needs to, well, actually, I don't really mind if people don't watch my approach. I mean, I've got mixed feelings about encouraging people to stay and watch this. If you feel like you'd like to go and update your sims instead of watch this stream, then that's fine, as long as you come back for the next one, which will be a lot less deathy. The mountains detail is as good as infinite flight on a Motorola phone. I've got almost everything on Ultra. I think it's the terrain mesh in this part of the world needs a bit more detail. Pram, boot, biscuit, bonnet. You should add to that list. Bonnet for I can't even remember what you call it. Hood. Oh yeah, no, we've done that one. Have we? No. Under the hood, under the bonnet. What I don't understand, the thing that I find most confusing about American English, is why you call herbs herbs and you don't pronounce the H. What's that about? Because if you're trying to pronounce it like the French, it should be herbe, but you don't say that, you say herb. It's always struck me as very odd. Yeah, I'd never thought about that, Christopher, but you're right. No, I don't collect plane models, no. If you look at the airport of Lukla, Everest is to the north of that. And where is Lukla? Having a look on Volanta. Oh, okay, so it is more in the distance then. H is correct. H is correct. Rather than H. We say H as well. But yeah, but you don't say hospital or hello. Why is that particular H silent? I don't understand how these things end up being. Bulgarians get confused by wary and weary. I can imagine. Yeah, that's a tough one. It does. We need an India, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan world update. Hello, Tiago. Nice to see you too. I hope the approach is beautiful and ends nicely. I can't make any promises. Right, so Everest should be... I think it's this one, because we're not directly south of Lukla yet. And that looks higher. Oh, 1 of 1. No, I don't like that, I'm afraid. I don't like that at all. Why do fewer and fewer Brit accents pronounce mid-word T's? Like bottle, brittle. I don't know why. I don't know if it is decreasing. I guess language, you know, pronunciation just evolves. Get enough people dropping their T's, it becomes the norm. Yeah, of course you can have a look outside. You deserve it. Could be the last opportunity you get as well. Do you mean through the window or in the drone? Oh, nice, exciting. Let us know what it's broken, Flightzilla. Yeah, it's true. I'm sure someone could explain all this, but you'd probably have to be a proper expert in linguistics. What is the correct way to pronounce via? I think you can pronounce it either via or via. I use both. It's one of those words that certainly English people will chop and change between. Like I say either as well as either. Yeah. Some people will probably say one or the other, but I think it's quite common to say it both ways. In the drone, please. Okay. It just gets a bit noisy. I don't want people to be able to not hear me because I might have something really important to say. You never know. Not updating in game yet, okay. Let me just see where we are. Okay, so Lukla is more or less to the north of us now. So maybe this is Everest. I just picture Everest being a bit more stuck out on its own somehow. Says is one that gets you. Because some people, yeah, Northerners pronounce it says often. Yeah, I don't know why I say says, it doesn't make sense. I trust you, Jason, I trust you. Well, welcome to Mount Everest, everybody. What, 90-degree wings, Flightzilla? Yeah, you might be right, Christopher, you might well be right, but then why would it be different in the US to the UK? No, we're not flying in real weather today because it's too cloudy in Paro to make an approach, so we're flying with their clear skies preset. The second one to the left, this one, right? That's the one I've decided it is. So we're not really that far off from our top of descent, so if it's all the same to you lot, I might do a little bit of setting up.
Below the line.
Barrow ref.
We should probably finish our after takeoff flying
Standard
checklist
set.
as well.
Standard set. After takeoff checklist.
I did this yesterday. Yes, okay, okay. Right, so we'll enter our destination data. We'll go to the perf page, click forward. QNH is going to be 1013. Weather, I'm going to have to get it out of here. Wind is going to be 270 at 2. And the temperature is 15 degrees at sea level. It's going to be lower than that up here. But we don't know. We don't know. Let's call it 10. Doesn't make a huge amount of difference. And looking at the charts, our MDA is going to be crazy high. I see it on the... Oh, there it is. There it is. So our decision altitude is going to be 10,740 feet. And the transition altitude, we don't really know, but let's look at a SID chart and add 1,000 to it. Oh, it doesn't have any SID charts. I don't know. I'm going to call it 12,000. No, I'm not. I'm going to call it higher than that. I'm going to call it 15,000. Less to mess around with as we get closer to the runway. Yeah, but I'm not landing when I can't see. Not at a runway that requires a visual approach. Yeah, maybe you're right with Dicky. What word were you asking about, Dicky? How do you pronounce the word? Hang on. Yeah, so I'll do vehicle. Harrison would say vehicle. I can't remember what the other word was. Deja vu of yesterday. Yes, exactly. In-game update 21.5 gigs. Crazy. Sweaty palms. Not yet. Not yet. Not yet. Welcome back, ESEN. Right, let me concentrate for a moment. So we want to be at 17,000 feet by PR888, which means we need to lose 22,000 feet. So 22 times 3 is 66. So we want to start our descent 66 nautical miles from here. So not quite yet. Probably make it 76 to allow us time to slow down. So any minute now we'll start our descent. Pilot error. It's not pilot error, Flight Center. Whatever happens, it won't be that. It'll be a poorly simulated A320. It'll be incorrect nav data. It'll be incorrect winds. Who knows? But it won't be pilot error for sure. Incorrectly placed runway. You know, the list is endless before we get down to pilot error. We also want to be at 185 knots by the time we get to PR888, so we'll start decreasing our speed shortly after Subzoo. We're not quite on the approach yet, but we're not far off. Yeah, so in Texas I think it's fair to say you pronounce H's when you shouldn't, and you leave them out when you shouldn't as well. Yeah, or a cat, exactly. I'd forgotten about Morris and Mildred. There are loads of American FS 2020 YouTubers as well in America, and Canada. Captain Canada, let us not forget. XP72, he's American. Yeah, could be ground crew in the wrong place. Could be that the roof of the terminal's the wrong colour or reflective, or 101 reasons why this might go wrong. We've passed Everest ESEN. I might still be able to see it. I think it was one of these, man. I think that's Everest over there. Yeah, that is one excuse I won't be able to use. Why is it slowing us down? Don't want to slow down yet, we want to go down. I should have installed some kind of replay tool and just accidentally on purpose started it. Updated graphical text. Yeah, that could be another one. That's true. It's a possibility. BT! Hello, Bailey. Thank you for subscribing. And welcome to what I can only describe as a very rashly picked stream. I have certain regrets about what is about to take place. Is my yaw damper on? Yeah, it's always on the A320 unless you actively turn it off. Have I tried landing here before? Once, and it did not go well. I mean, I say once, I had a few goes at the same time, and none of them went terribly well. Yeti on runway, yeah. I used the Scandinavian tongue click, did I? Is that in the UK, you mean? I don't know in the US. Do you mean that? Sort of a tut. I do that a fair bit. Sometimes I go with the side of my tongue. Yeah, I don't know. Don't know, to be honest with you. Yeah, we've passed Lukla as well. You're expecting every week. What, this sort of approach? You'll be lucky. Tintin, I'm not flying online. I'm not flying on any kind of multiplayer or on VATSIM today, so I'm afraid not. We are flying with Royal Bhutan Airlines, Druk Air. I don't really know why it has two names, but it does. They're both written on the side, and the call sign is Royal Bhutan, which is more of a mouthful than Druk Air, so I don't know what that's all about. If runway 33 goes well, I'll count my lucky stars and never come back here again, Jason. So there isn't so much a standard vertical speed as a standard glide path angle, which would be 3 degrees. Your vertical speed will be dependent on your airspeed, basically. Am I going to do a video landing at Lukla? Certainly not in the A320, but someone did suggest we could go from Paro to Lukla, which might be nice, might be a nice group flight to do at some point. But yeah, I don't have any immediate plans. Oh, that's interesting. You can just tut, yeah. Normally a tut and a sigh is quite a British way of doing it, I think. Something like that. Oh wow, that's beefy. Hope you've got a big hard drive, Stuart. I don't know. Yeah, has Flightzilla tried this? I don't know. I'd like to see this actually on your Twitch, Flightzilla, in the 757 in your beautiful X-plane. No, I don't make videos on beige. Where's that, Tommy Cosmo? Oh yes, yeah, it's going to be tight soon. Am I nervous for this landing? It's justly yes, I am. Yes, I am. And so should you all be, as passengers. Oh really? 21 days in Paro. Interesting. It's a long time. That is the most Australian thing I've ever heard, Harrison. A possum jumping off your roof into the bush and you nearly falling out of bed. That is how I picture every day starting in Australia. Yeah, there is Latin VFR have a Miami International. I did a review of it. Ishan, hello. How's life treating you in Delhi? I'm sorry you missed our departure. It was rather better than this landing is likely to be. Oh, did you? Awesome. Oh, well done. Well done. Easy in that sim, though, isn't it? An X-plane. Piece of cake. Aircraft that work properly. Hello from London to you, the goody guys. No, I don't have anything that shows my FPM when I land, but Tintin, or is it Tantan? This is not an approach that you want to butter. This is an approach that you want to be firm, get the wheels down confidently. And the aircraft is not following my selected airspeed at all, which is interesting. Oh, good, good. I'm glad you caught up, Ishan. Good showing from Surrey today. Yeah, I wonder, Christopher. Certainly the bottom's dropped out of their land class scenery, hasn't it? Right, this is where we have to start concentrating. So Subzu is the last waypoint on our star. We're now going to fly to Papa Romeo 888, which is this waypoint here. We need to be slower than 185 knots for that. Unfortunately, the aircraft is now slowing down. It just didn't like me trying to make it slow down. It decided to do... Oh, hello, it's speeding up again. Marvellous. Marvellous. God knows why. Let's activate the approach phase, and that should make it slow down to the green dot speed. We're going to get configured for the approach nice and early. And I'm sorry, but I'm probably going to have to ignore the chat for quite a long time if I've got any hope of getting this down. No, we're alright at the moment at 17,000. It's the next bits where we really have to watch the aircraft like a hawk, because this RNAV path flies you into at least 2 mountains, and sometimes it just decides to take you straight to the airport. So you know, it's going to be tough. It would be tough even if it worked properly, but it's going to be tougher. It does, Jason. Yeah. Yeah, I don't really want to go around today. I mean, I will if it comes to it. Essentially, the go around involves flying around a mountain, basically, and then doing a different approach. But yeah, if we have to do it, we'll do it once. I'm not doing more than one go around though. Don't stall. I'll do my best not to, Bailey. Now, if anyone hasn't subscribed yet, you really should. You really should. I won't be doing butter, Child Spirit, because this is a landing that you want to be nice and firm, get the tyres on the ground, get some good braking action in nice and early. What I will try and do, and even this I can't promise you, is to not fly into the side of a mountain. And you'll be grateful for that. So after PR 888 we can continue our descent to 14,400 by PR 740, which I think is one of the waypoints that is either not on this or is misnamed. And what I'm going to do is prop my iPad up next to my monitor and try and follow the RNAV path on that, because the one in the sim is a work of fiction. But yeah. Discovered Paro yesterday, and how did you find it? Rene. Thank you for your sub, Brazen Ibrahim. Good. I'm glad, Reverend Dicky. I'm glad you're ready. Put it that way. Thank you, Bee Flying. How long till touchdown? I don't know. The little bar at the top of the screen should give you an estimate, but it depends how many go-arounds we have to do. Can I turn off that bot? No. Well, I could, but I'm not going to. That's the honest answer, because I'm concentrating, and it's useful. Doable in an X Cup? Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, I'll take that, Dimitri, if we can see the runway from the crash site. Yeah, yeah. Sam, you forgot the stream. Well, you came at the critical point, so that's the main thing. Let's reduce the range. So I think even this first turn is incorrect. So I might try doing a combination of direct twos, heading mode, and hand flying. The winds are 270 at 2 knots. And already the aircraft seems to be doing something totally random. So we'll get it into heading mode. And it won't. Right, there we are. Heading mode, please. Goodness only knows where it decided to fly off to then, because it's still saying we're going to PR 888, but in fact we are overhead PR 888 now. So that's good, isn't it? So we'll fly heading 061. Thank you, eSuperfly. Okay, so now we can begin our descent, 14,400 feet. Oh, brilliant. It's just the sort of thing I need. This is Bhutan, yes. Landing no blue means that in the ECAM memo which appears here, everything is green and not blue, which means you've fulfilled all the conditions required for the landing checklist.
You have control.
I have control.
I have control.
You have control.
Approach checklist.
Briefing.
Confirmed.
ECAM status.
Checked.
Paro ref.
We should. I mean, it's going to be the same, but we should set local pressure. 1013 set.
1013 set. Minimum. Engine mode selector.
Normal.
Approach checklist complete.
Flap swap.
Speed checked.
As I said earlier on, I'm going to have
swap.
to ignore the chat if we've got any hope of this going properly. what I'm doing now is I'm looking at the little pink plane on the iPad and trying to follow the course on there. And this mountain looks frightfully close, doesn't it? But on the chart it says we should be at 14,400 by this point. We'll be making a left turn actually shortly.
Flaps 2.
Speed checked.
And now we can go down to 13,600. Apparently.
You're down.
Gear down.
I hope this sim hasn't put the mountains in the wrong place. That would be a step too far.
Flaps 3.
Speed checked. Flaps 3.
Now we want to make a gentle turn to the left towards PR734.
Flaps full.
Speed checked.
Like I say, I can't respond
Flaps
to
full.
the chat at the moment because I'm concentrating.
Cabin crew,
But
be
there will be
seated for
time
landing.
to ask your questions again after we land. Now we can go down to 12,400. Gear so early because we want as much drag as possible because there's some quite steep descents. I just caught that one out the corner of my eye. So you want to be fully configured for this approach nice and early. Okay, and now we can go down to 11,800. Keep the turn going. And essentially from now on we're going to be following this valley. We'll do the landing checklist. We'll set auto brake to medium. We'll arm the spoilers, they are armed.
Landing checklist.
Cabin crew.
Advised.
Auto thrust.
Speed.
Auto brake.
Low.
ECAM memo.
Landing no blue.
Landing checklist complete.
So you'll notice I said ECAM no blue, but the ECAM memo hasn't popped up yet, so but I know we are safely configured. We'll just turn the landing lights on. A seatbelt light on, which we should have done before now really, but never mind. And now I'm going to hand fly it, I think, am I? No, not yet. Not yet. Let me just get a better view and work out where we're going. So we're basically going to make a left turn around this valley. That's how it's going to work. And then we can begin our descent continue our descent visually. Yeah, let's hand fly it now. And we have to maintain 11,800 until PR712, which is probably one of these green dots just coming up. and then we'll start down, and we'll start down relatively rapidly because I think that's what I did wrong last time. I was a bit too gradual with my descent. Oh, terrain on the ND, yes, that's a good idea. That is something I meant to do. We'll turn off the flight director because we don't need that on, and we'll turn on FPA mode. Get a better idea of what the aircraft's doing.
Above.
Airport elevation is 7,364 feet.
Continue.
I am sorry for ignoring you all, but I'm sure you can understand.
Checked.
Can't get me blooming views right. There we are, that's better.
Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be arriving at our destination shortly.
Cabin crew sound calm and reassuring, that's something.
Please see the customer service agent meeting this flight or the video monitors inside the terminal for connecting gate information. For your continued safety.
See, this is the problem I had before. My speed is much higher than I want it to be.
We'll collect any off-service items.
So I'm going to use speed brakes, but I think we might still end up faster than I would like.
Also, in preparation for landing, please turn off all electronic devices. Stow these devices within all other carrier lines.
Still pretty much on the RNAV arrival, as we're supposed to be.
Please stow your tray tables and insert your seats to the upright position and check the security of the seat. We'll be landing shortly. Thank you.
Checked.
Never you mind sync rate. Goodness me. Enough to worry about here. And this is where I would like to be able to see the airport, but I can't. I should have really done some more practice. Just behind this little house here, I think. Am I right? Or is it behind this mountain? Can't remember. I think it's just behind this mountain, actually. Oh dear. Oh no, it's behind this next mountain. Is it? We're almost on top of it. Why am I getting so lost? Ah, maybe it's behind this house here. So having said that I really descended far too slowly last time, I think I've overdone it a little bit here. There it is. You almost want to scrape this hill with your wingtip. And then dive. And don't worry about the sink rate. And don't hit the fence. And really I should go around, but I can't face it. Ooh.
spoilers. Reverse, green, decel.
And welcome to Paro, where you are fortunate
70
not to be in the
knots.
side of a mountain. And some pretty sharp braking means we don't even need to backtrack. Oh dear. And flaps up.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is the conclusion of our flight. Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the captain has turned off the
Right, hang on.
sign and the aircraft has passed safely.
I picked a bad day to give up
Your
smoking.
indication that it is safe to move around the cabin to gather your belongings and disembark. We'd like
Strobes
to
off.
thank you for flying with us today.
Let's
We
do the
appreciate
after landing
your support.
checklist.
See you once
After I
again.
see who has just been generous enough to donate. Harrison, thank you. Much appreciated. Thank you very much. Let's go straight ahead into this stand here. We'll start the APU. Turn off the taxi light. Try not to crash into the building after having done relatively well not to crash into anything up till now. Set the parking brakes. Got to let the engines cool down for a little bit. That's not bad parking considering. APU's still starting. Oh, but we've got external power, so we don't need it. Forget about the APU. Turn that off. Turn the engines off. Turn the seatbelt signs off. Close the stupid logbook thing. And we'll do... Oh, hello. Why is it switched off and switched on again? That's weird.
After landing checklist.
Do the after landing
Flaps.
checklist.
Retracted.
Spoilers.
Disarmed.
APU.
Start.
Radar.
Off.
Predictive wind shear system.
Off.
After landing checklist complete.
Parking checklist.
APU bleed.
Oh, the spoilers.
On.
Engines.
Off.
Seat belts.
Off.
Exterior lights.
Set.
Fuel pumps.
Off.
Parking brake and chocks.
On and in.
Parking checklist complete.
Right, right. And finally a proper warm welcome to Paro in Bhutan. Let me see what I mean, I'm not going to scroll all the way up because, you know, there were a lot of messages I missed during that approach. Don't think I didn't consider that, Flightzilla. The closing whatever's on the screen and blame me a crash to desktop. Alt F4, yes indeed, yeah. Is this the same runway they use in real life? Yes, sometimes they use both. Is there ATC on? I wasn't using any ATC. This is crazy. Yes, indeed, it was crazy. Just going to skim read all of your messages. See what the reactions to the landing were. That's the most important bit. Hopefully you're a hero, that sort of thing, but I haven't got that far down. Pull over and ask for directions. I like that very much. Butter? No. Peekaboo? Too high, too low? Butter? No. Congrats, thank you. Everyone is safe, exactly. That's all that matters. Oh my Jesus Christ. Oh dear. Pile of bodies wedged at the back of the plane. No one would have died. No one would have died from that. Better than you expected. Good. Better than I expected as well. My first one was considerably worse than that. I know I should have gone around. I was quite specific about saying I should really go around, but I can't face it. Thank you, Flightzilla. I'm so pleased I'm down. Next time, I think for the next few months, if it doesn't have an ILS, I'm not flying there. Why do I smoke? I don't. It's a line from airplane. Hope you all had a nice flight indeed. Hope you had a nice flight, Bailey. Our airplane food is all over the seat. Well, I'll have a word with the cabin crew because they really should have cleared that all the way a long time ago. I apologise for that. Ambulance waiting for me. Good. Toilet remains are everywhere. Great. Passengers won't unbuckle their seatbelts after that. I did pick a bad... Christopher got it. I did pick a bad day to stop sniffing glue. Oh dear. No, I used to smoke. I vape now. It is very difficult to judge that. It would be a lot easier in real life, to be fair, with, you know, depth perception and that. Hello, Kai. I saw Sam Chew's video, yes. Tiago, thank you for the congrats. If you wanted like something but a bit easier, Toncontin in Honduras. Yes, I've flown there. I might well do a flight, but as I say, we'll leave it a few months before doing another challenging approach, I think. It's nice for a change, but my goodness me. My heart rate still has not come back down from that landing. Anyway, I think it's probably beer o'clock in my house. So your first thought was, oh no. Yeah, should have gone around, but actually the landing was on the runway, it was smooth, and we stopped in plenty of time. So those are the main things. Would I come here again? Probably, but in something smaller. You tried vaping, but it didn't work for you, so you went back to cigs. Yeah, I hope it does make sense for you to quit someday. I think with vaping, I don't know how we got onto this video. Oh, I mentioned it, didn't I? With vaping, the key is to find an e-liquid that works for you, that you enjoy. It took me a long time, but I found one that I liked more than I liked smoking cigarettes, and then I found it relatively easy to switch over. Jempes, you are a little bit too late, I'm afraid. More like whiskey after that, yeah. Exactly. We were talking about all kinds of scenarios during this flight. Going into the side of a mountain, I had requests to make it quick, and it was all right. It was all right. I think that's the best that can be said. It was sort of all right. It wasn't as deadly as you wanted it to be, but you only wanted it to be deadly. You wanted it to be a quick death if it was going to be certain death, but we had no death, so surely that's better, Demetrius. I'm glad you enjoyed it, Jason. Oh, that's a shame, Chris. Well, you've made it to a couple of the daytime ones, haven't you, lately? But yes, it's always nice to have you along. Cuban cigar, that sounds good. I will watch your and Jason's vid. Yeah, that might be a nice way to finish this episode of my life, I think. Oh no, Amarok, bad luck. Well, you can always catch up. Yeah, take your seatbelts off. Yeah, you know what I should have done really is get some air stairs over. Let you all off. Oh, we can't have air stairs here. Sorry, you can undo your seatbelts and move around the cabin, but that's as good as it gets. Yeah, no worries, Flozilla. Thanks for coming and watching. And thank you all for being here. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you didn't find it quite as stressful as I did. And the next streams, let's talk quickly about the next stream. So the next one's going to be on Saturday at 1400. That is the next leg of Bimbles Around Britain. It's a group flight. You can find all of the details about it on my Discord, or you will be able to soon once I've planned it. And after that, we've got my super exciting triple stream with 3 Orbex products to be won, and that starts at midday GMT on the Sunday. So until then, thank you for joining me, and enjoy the rest of your weeks. Take care. Bye-bye.